Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the last lecture of the whole communication series of this session. Today we are going to wrap up our whole session and today we are going to finally talk about that how you can overcome nervousness into your PowerPoint presentations, as well as we will have a quick recap of what we have done in our previous lectures. Before we actually proceed on to today's discussion, let's quickly see that what we have and how far we have come along in making you good communicators. First of all, we have thoroughly discussed that what exactly is communication. That one you remember that that's conversation, or that's kind of communicating information, an exchange of a message between the sender and the receiver. We moved on with elaborating and explaining to you the communication cycle. We also discussed those channels through which you can communicate to your audiences. They can be verbal communication channels, that can be spoken or that can be written, or that can be non-verbal channel, that can be through your gestures and your postures. We talked about the differentiation between verbal and non-verbal, and we also discussed the paraverbal communication as well. We discussed thoroughly that the 65% of the account of our daily presentations is or non-verbal communication and 35 is our verbal communication. We moved on with explaining thoroughly the 4 language skills and how they are involved into our everyday life. We explained the 7 C's of communication. We talked about the using you approach into your communication. We also talked about using the plain English into your communication since we are talking about the business communication thoroughly. We helped ourselves begin with the listening skills, for which we kept elaborating that what exactly is listening and how you can work on your listening if you really want to become a good communicator. We had thorough discussions of that how you can work on your listening, and we also had some of the activities, the online activities that might have helped you and I hope that you must have tried them later on once you were done with the discussion with me. I hope that you must have tried practicing some of the sessions online. Then we moved on to reading skills. We had been talking about the receptive skills first of all. We also practiced reading a lot, for reading for the main idea, reading for comprehension, reading, skimming, scanning and everything. We moved on to the writing thing. That was the main core of the whole course, where we kept saying and where we kept thinking and where we kept our mind on writing the business material for you. We started up our writing skills with writing a paragraph, then moving on to the essay. We helped ourselves write down one good email, letter, memo. We also practiced writing one good resume. Then we moved on to our speaking skills, and we have seen that how these speaking skills can be related to your everyday life. Then from moving on to the speaking skills, we discussed that how speaking is really very important to your practical life, and how you are supposed to improve your speaking for your presentation once you are talking about the verbal communication thoroughly. We have seen and we have also talked about the how you can become or how you can make yourself a good presenter. Then we also thoroughly kept talking about presentation skills, and the previous lecture was also in the tie of the presentation skills, and today's lecture again is one of the series of the presentation skills, in which we are going to discuss thoroughly that how you can overcome nervousness into your presentations. So to begin with, let's quickly recap that what we have done in our previous lecture. Previous lecture basically was about incorporating visual aids into your presentations or during presentations. We thoroughly discussed or begin our presentation with visual aids. Then we talked about that why to use visual aids into your presentations. We discussed the purpose of visual aids, and then we discussed the 10 tips for using visual aids into your presentations. We talked about the contingency plans into your presentations, and we also discussed the examples of designing and using visual aids into your presentation. So that was all about our previous lecture. Now let's begin with today's lecture, in which we are going to thoroughly discuss that how you are going to overcome nervousness into your PowerPoint presentation. Let's quickly, as we are recapping each and everything, let's quickly recap that what is PowerPoint. PowerPoint is widely used in our lives like school works or business reports. Making a PowerPoint slideshow is not an easy thing to do, but as compared to presenting it in front of the audiences, it is nothing. So making a PowerPoint presentation slides becomes nothing once you are asked to present that in front of the larger number of the audiences. It is natural that people will feel nervous when speaking in front of people who are sitting quietly and listening to you with a keen interest. So This is number one fear that comes in your mind once you are being asked to deliver a presentation to the quiet audiences, and you feel that your legs are shaking, maybe your hands are shaking, maybe you have blushing cheeks, maybe you have hot ears, or the nervousness, I mean anxiety and nausea sometimes. So people they would, their situation or their nervousness would vary from situation to situation. So that would happen with everyone. So we are going to discuss some of the tips today that can help you avoid your nervousness during your presentations. Even the president, no matter how well prepared he is, he will still be nervous. Although he won't tell you that he's nervous, but he still will be nervous. Doing PowerPoint presentations should be easier than directly public speaking. For PowerPoint can help you to remember the contents, and it could switch people's focus from you a little bit. From public speaking, PowerPoint presentations are slightly better since you have one helping hand of these PowerPoint slides with you that can help you see that how well you are working on to your slides. Now moving on to the next chapter, it means the next slide says that you are supposed to control your emotions. Try to control your emotions and try to control the this awkward movement of yours once there are a lot of people looking at you. Of course, there are a lot of eyes looking at you, and you might get confused while you are looking at them, and while you know that you are the center of attention. There are the best speakers. The best speakers must learn to control their emotions and no longer feel awkward when hundreds of eyes are watching them. So our main focus of today's discussion is to control your emotions, and secondly to develop your eye contact. Scientific study indicates that it is the true that eyes could cause pressure on you, since there are a lot of eyes from the audiences which are looking at you. However, they have to manage to overcome the nervousness, fear and anxiety that public speaking used to trigger. So you are supposed to avoid, first of all, control your emotions, and then just carry your eye contact with your audiences. Do your knees feel like Gumby when they have to get up and speak in front of a group? Once we are being asked to speak in front of the group of the audiences, do your knees feel like a Gumby's? Or do you feel like that the next words out of your mouth are going to be the dumbest words ever uttered by a human? So these kind of feelings would come into your mind, and you might think that if I am going to speak, everyone is going to laugh. If I am going to speak, the people would immediately start sharing their thoughts with another. If you find anyone from the audiences, talking to each other in ears, you would suddenly think that I have done something wrong. Why are they talking to each other and stuff like that? So these are the fears, or these are the nervousness pressures onto your mind once you are being asked to present in front of the audiences. According to the book of the lists, the fear of the speaking in the public is the number one fear of all fears. The fear of dying is number 7. So this fear of speaking in public is number one fear of the all fears. The fear of dying is number 7. So let's try to imagine that how fearful it can be to speak in front of the audiences. Over 41% of the people have same fear or anxiety dealing with speaking in front of groups. People who have this fear can experience all kinds of symptoms like sweaty palms, like accelerated heart rate, memory loss, and even difficulty in breathing. So they can have the similar characteristics of the nervousness once you are talking about different kinds and different kinds of the symptoms in different kinds of the speakers. Some of the world's most famous presenters have freely admitted to nervousness and stage fright. Mark Twain said it best. There are two types of the speakers, those that are nervous and those that are liars. So it is the biggest lie of the world that you were never nervous to talk to different kind of the audiences during the public speaking. So those who say that they were not nervous while they had been talking in front of the public or to the public, it means that they are lying to you. Now let's see that how you can overcome this nervousness once you are talking to your audiences. So before we move on with, let's try to talk about that what kind of the nervousness do you come across during or before you are being asked to present in front of the audiences, or before you are actually applied for public speaking. Maybe you have sweaty hands, maybe you have shaking legs, maybe you have memory loss, maybe you have nausea, maybe you have anxiety, maybe you cannot breathe, maybe you cannot utter a word, or maybe you would start crying, or maybe you would just simply leave the room in the panic. Maybe you would start shouting at someone or something, or maybe you would throw things away. So anything or everything can happen to you. So we are here to discuss that how you can avoid or how you can overcome this nervousness during your presentations. So to avoid nervousness, what exactly the first step that you are supposed to do is to think of your nervousness, or to avoid your nervousness, as this 9 P's. Now let's think of these 9 P's. Prior proper preparation prevents poor performance of the person putting on the presentation. Prior proper preparation prevents poor performance person putting on the presentation. So if you are not, these 9 P's basically depict that if you are not exactly prepared for your or you are not properly prepared for your presentation, you can perform a very bad thing in front of your audiences. But if you are properly if you have properly prepared for your presentation, it would prevent your poor performance that might you put in your presentation. So this is what 9 P's of avoiding nervousness basically focus on. Now, how to overcome nervousness? The first thing that you are supposed to keep in mind is to know your room, or know the room in which you are supposed to deliver the presentation. Become familiar with the place in which you will speak. So try to become familiar with the place in which you are supposed to give, or in which you are supposed to deliver your presentation. Arrive early and walk around the room, including the speaking area. So the idea that we had been talking about earlier as well, that you are supposed to arrive early at the venue where you are supposed to present in front of the audiences. So try to see that you arrive at that very point, or at that point earlier than anyone else could come there, so that you can get familiar with the environment around. You can get familiar with the room. You can also get familiar with the seating arrangement. You can also get familiar with the equipment being placed there. You can also check whether how your slides look on the multimedia or before you actually begin with your presentation. So this is what arriving early would basically focus on. Also, it would help you see people who are coming in, and you can greet them. So you would become their host. And once you know that you were the first one to go there and you would have arrived early, so you are welcoming people, it means that you are going to address to them. So you are basically preparing your mind for talking to them. Stand at the lectern, speak into the microphone. Before anyone could come into the room, try to see that you are going to stand on the lectern or the rostrum, and try to speak in the microphone, and try to check that how your voice looks like. Then walk around where the audience will be seated. So try to walk around a little bit to the seating arrangement where your audiences would be sitting. So try to see that from their place how would you look, and from how much distance they can see you. Walk from where you will be seated to the place where you will be speaking. So try to see that you are going to start walking from the place where you are supposed to sit before you are being called for the presentation. So try to sit there, and then try to walk from the place where you are sitting from. Stand up from your seat. Try to walk to the rostrum, till the rostrum where you are supposed to deliver the presentation. Try to see if there is any kind of wires that can hinder your passage, or you may fall down. With the nervousness, you are already so nervous, so don't try to forget the fact that in these kind of situations, people things that might appear in front of you or might not appear in front of you can kind of happen at the point when they are not required. So the first thing that you are supposed to do is to know your room. The first thumb rule is to know your room for before you are actually going to start with your presentation. The second thing is to know your audiences or know the audiences. If possible, greet some of the audience as they arrive and chat with them. So as I said that you are going to greet them, stand in the door while you are checking for the equipment, while you are moving from your seat to the rostrum, and while you are checking that how well do you look and how well do you sound during your presentation. It is easier to speak to a group of friends than to a group of strangers. If you are being asked to deliver a presentation to your friends, that would be more easy as compared to that you are being asked to deliver a presentation to the group of strangers whom you have never met and whom you have never seen. So once you are going to greet them, tell them that this is your name and ask them their name and from which institution do they belong, so that you can at least get some bit familiar with them, and then they are no longer strangers to you. So once you know them by name, know them by their background or institution, you would be in a better position to give your speech in front of them. The next point is know your material. Now that you have known the place and now that you have known the audiences, the third thing that you are supposed to do and that you are supposed to take care of is to know your material. If you're not familiar with your material or are uncomfortable with it, your nervousness will definitely would increase. So try to make sure that before you actually are prepared totally for the presentation, you have known your material well. Every tit and every bit of your material or the topic that you are supposed to present in front of your audiences should be known to you from every aspect, no matter what. Although you have inserted only the relevant information or only the crisp down information into your PowerPoint slides, but try to remember that you are supposed to have read it thoroughly for your understanding, so that you have an ample information about that. If you know that you are competent enough, or if you know that you have read a lot about your material, and if you know that you know your material, only then you would be more comfortable before you actually begin your presentation. If you say that you are not very comfortable with the topic of your presentation and you have not read a lot about it, and maybe if somebody is going to question you, then how you would actually avoid this nervousness in front of your audiences. Practice your speech or presentation and revise it until you can present it with ease. So practice your speech well and presentation, and then revise it until you can present it with the ease. So practice rehearsals and then revisions of the speech that you are going to make in front of your audiences would help you avoid this nervousness in front of the audiences. So knowing your material well would help you see that how well you can present yourself in front of your audiences. Now that you have known your material, now that you have known your audiences, and now that you have known your place, the fourth thing that you are supposed to do is to learn how to relax. If you know how to relax, of course, you would be very much relaxed before you actually begin your presentation. You can ease tension by doing exercises. Now, if you are fond of going outside for jogging, for walking, for doing exercises, for working out, that would make you more comfortable and relaxed. Sit comfortable with your back straight. Now, before actually you begin your presentation, sit back comfortably like this with your back just very straight like this. Okay. So sitting back with your back straight, number one rule before you actually begin your presentation. Breathe in slowly. Hold your breath for 4 to 5 seconds and then slowly exhale. Breathe in slowly. Slowly. And then hold your breath for at least 4 to 5 seconds and then exhale suddenly. So that's going to give you a long breath. To relax your facial muscles, open your mouth and eyes wide, then close them tightly. So open them wide open and then close them tightly. That is going to relax your muscles so that you can open your mouth at least before you actually begin with your presentation. Visualize yourself speaking. Now try to imagine that you are speaking and people are listening to you. So how this visualization would look like to you. Imagine yourself walking confidently to the lectern as the audience applauds. Now comes Mr. So-and-so for the presentation. Audience applauding and you are confidently looking at them, hey, hey, and just nodding your head in recognition that you are sending them your greetings, and then you are walking to the stage towards the rostrum with the confidence. Imagine yourself speaking, your voice loud, clear and assured. So try to imagine that you are speaking with a clear and loud voice that is understandable by everyone. When you visualize yourself as a successful person, you will be a successful person too. So try to visualize yourself speaking as a confident person in front of your audiences. Only then you would be a confident and a successful person when you are going to see and when you are going to imagine yourself as a successful person. If you would feel that I would get nervous on the stage and maybe I can commit this error or maybe I can commit that error, that's going to really create problems for you. And you can be nervous into your presentations. Realize that people want you to succeed. There is no enemy of yours who is sitting in the audiences that want you to lose something out of life. All audiences want speaker to be interesting, stimulating, informative and entertaining. So try to see this as an audience, what exactly you are looking forward to if someone else is presenting on the stage. Do you want him to be interesting? Do you want him to be entertaining? Do you want him to be motivating? Do you want him to be stimulating? Do you want him to be informative? What? So try to see those things which you feel should be there in the speaker as you are looking at him as an audience. Try to bring all those things into you as you are standing as a speaker in front of the audiences. Your audiences are not your enemies. They want you to succeed. They don't want you to fail. So try to see and try to remember that you must succeed in front of your audiences, and you must make sure that your audiences are not your enemies. They want you to succeed because only then you would succeed if you want to succeed on your own. Another thumb rule is that do not apologize for being nervous. Now, if you are nervous and if you are being more apologetic that I'm so sorry for my nervousness, I couldn't understand this term or that term, that's going to create more nervousness into you, and that can create your audiences notice more that you are nervous. Most of the time your nervousness does not show at all, like your wet palms, like your shaking legs. They are not showing or they are not showable to your audiences until you tell your audiences about it. If you don't say anything about it, nobody will notice. If you mention your nervousness or apologize for any problem you think you have with your speech, you will only be calling attention to it. So if you are particularly focusing on any point of your nervousness, I'm so sorry for my shaking legs, I'm so sorry for my wet palms, I'm so sorry I couldn't concentrate on that very word, actually because of nervousness I couldn't hear you properly, please can you come up with your point again. So these kind of words or these kind of expressions can make your audiences try to notice the loopholes in your presentation, and they would take your presentation as a failure. So don't ever try to do that. Had you remained silent, your listeners may not have noticed at all. If you must have remained silent for the errors that you have committed, for the nervousness that you are showing into your presentation, your audiences are never going to realize, or they are never going to notice your nervousness at all. So do not apologize for being nervous during your presentations. Concentrate on your message, not the medium. So the next point is the concentration on your message, not the medium. So your message has to be clear, not the medium. Your nervous feelings will dissipate if you focus your attention away from your anxieties and concentrate on your message and your audiences, not yourself. So just forget about who you are and what you are. Just focus on the message or the material that you are presenting in front of your audiences, and only then just focus on the audiences that they are supposed to know about the material. So just minus yourself from the whole situation. Just focus on the material and your audiences. Just try to become the bridge between these two. You are not the main focus of the whole presentation. Your material is, your main content is the focus of the whole presentation. Turn your nervousness into the positive energy. The same nervous energy that causes stage fear can be an asset to you. Harness it and transform it into the vitality and enthusiasm. Try to convert that nervousness into the enthusiasm that you can have for your presentation. No, I am not nervous at all. I am so much enthusiastic about my presentation and I am going to do it. This is what's going to be your main target of the whole presentation is going to be. Gain experience. Experience builds confidence, which is the key to effective speaking. Most beginning speakers find their anxieties decrease after each speech they give. So the more you are going to experience giving the presentations to the audiences, the more you are going to get trained into your presentations. If the fear of public speaking causes you to prepare more, then the fear of speaking serves as its own best antidote. Remember, he who fails to prepare is preparing for failure. So prepare, prepare, and prepare. So this is what is going to be the thumb rule, that you are not going to become a failure for your presentations. Try to prepare for your presentations, rehearse well, try to know your audiences, try to know the space, try to know the place, try to know your material. Only then you can succeed in giving or presenting a good presentation. Fear of speaking in public regularly comes high up in surveys of human fear. Nerves. What are the nerves? Nervousness usually feels worse than it looks that if people notice at all. So your image of yourself may be worsened by the nerves, but it probably does not look that way to the others. Maybe you are thinking too much about your nervousness and it was not looking that way to your audiences, and you are just, kind of exaggerating the whole picture into your mind. Don't ever try to underestimate you. You are not, you are not coming or you are not an alien who has come to this world. As I said in the beginning, everyone, even the president of any country, can have this fear of public speaking. Then why can't you have this fear? You are supposed to overcome this fear by just keeping a few things in mind that we are, which are under discussion. Your nervousness might not be as bad as you think. So your nervousness is not as bad as you are thinking. That might be lessened, or that might be maybe that's 20% and you are exaggerating it to 60 or 70. So try not to underestimate you ever. Change your thinking. Live through your nerves, accept them, know the signs of bad nerves and change your thinking about them. If you are thinking in a negative way, try to convert your nervousness into the enthusiasm and motivation. You need to put something between the nerves, between the nervous symptoms and the negative thinking that they can lead to if you let them. So try to think in a positive way so that you can take your energies towards the positive side of the presentation and towards the positive angle. Try to be focused on your material, not the detail, but the big picture, or think about something else entirely. So you are supposed to focus on that entirely once you are talking about the good presentation. So for not looking nervous into your presentation, try to think about anything or everyday thing that is not too demanding for you. What are you going to cook tonight? Like, what shopping do you need? What book are you going to read in the night? Or think about your next holiday. So try to think about everyday thing that's going to make happy, or that's going to divert your attention from your nervousness that you have on your mind for the presentation. Try to remember that your presentation is not about you. That can also help you reduce your nervousness. Although your nerves may try to tell you otherwise, the presentation is not really about you. It is about the topic. You need to focus the audience's attention on the topic and not on you. So the presentation is not about you. As I said, that you are supposed to minus yourself from the audiences, from between the audiences and your and the material that they are going to have a look at. Just try to be the voice for your material that you are going to present to your audiences. Your looks, your physical appearance, your nervousness would never matter to you at all. So begin with composing yourself so that you can direct the audience's attention to the material. If you feel that you would be really very nervous for opening the forum of the presentation for your audiences, try to talk about something, or try to begin with composing yourself so that or try to just give them a fruit of thought. Try to just give them something to ponder over. Try to just pass a question to them, so that their attention gets diverted to that very thing, and you can relax and you can compose yourself a little bit. Audiences are supported of people who are nervous. The audience is not their enemy. If you are nervous, audience are never going to throw eggs or rotten tomatoes on you. They are your helpers and they are your supporters. They would always support you. Think about your audience as your supporter. It is not you versus them. That's not a fight between you and your audiences. They are basically the part of you. Remember that your listener wants you to succeed. They are not there to trip you up. So your audiences are not going to trip you up. They are not going to just see that how they are going to just let you down. They are your very active supporters, and they are not there to trip you up. Relax. Do some deep breathing. Holding the breaths for a few seconds, then letting them out slowly. This helps to make the body look relaxed, even if it doesn't necessarily feel relaxed. So for relaxing your nerves and for relaxing your body, try to do some deep breathing. Relax your shoulders, keep your hands still or do something like reading or making notes. So try to indulge yourself in something. Try to do something that involves the active participation of your hands, or like reading or making notes. And try to relax your shoulders so that you can relax your body muscles as well. Start slowly. You don't have to rush to your presentation. You're supposed to start slowly. Allow yourself to speak more slowly than normal, especially at the beginning, so you can collect your thoughts. Look at people and establish a rapport with the audience by accepting them into the space that you are in charge of your presentations. So you are in charge of your presentation, and you are basically delivering the material in front of them. You are basically that one person who is the connection between yourself and your material. If you read from the script, look for an opportunity to break from your script early on and talk directly to the audience for a moment. So if you are reading from the script, make sure that you keep on talking to your audiences from time to time. Forgive yourself and move on. For God's sake, you are not going to tell your audiences, or you are not going to be apologetic to your audiences for your nervousness. Everyone makes mistakes, and there is no perfect presentation. All human communication is full of small breakdowns, glitches and repairs. So make sure that you forgive yourself for making any kind of glitches, any kind of breakdowns or any kind of repairs in your presentation, and move on with that. Be forgiving of yourself. You may forget something, make a mistake, cough, forget a word, or losing your bearings momentarily. Don't panic at these moments. Stay calm. Don't let them destroy your presentation. It's only one moment. So if you have had any kind of an odd thing that can be or that you have committed during the presentation, just try to be forgiving of yourself. That was just a second, or that can just be of the matter of just a few seconds. That was not the whole presentations. Don't ever try to ruin your presentations by saying that, oh, I'm so sorry for that, or please accept my apologies, I had been really very nervous. So don't ever try to do that. Your audiences, don't let yourself be distracted by individuals in the audiences who give you a hard time while you are talking, or who constantly interrupts. If this happens, insist on taking notes at the end. Also, don't be distracted by unusual behavior in the audiences. Audiences are, after all, human beings. If somebody is looking outside the window, do not think that your presentation is not really very interesting. If someone is talking to another person, do not think that you are not making or they are not attentive in your presentation. Just try to be careful with your audiences. Imagine any one of your audiences fell asleep and start snoring during a presentation. Do not take any notice. The rest of the audiences thankfully did not fall asleep. So that was a good point. So you are going to look at those audiences who had been really very attentive during your presentation. Prepare. Go to the room early and make sure you have everything you needed, like a projector, like a memory stick, like a paper, water, or anything. If you have to use a microphone, test it before you actually have it in the hand. Look for wires and other obstacles to avoid so that you cannot fall down during the presentation. Plan where you will put your materials and where you will stand so the audiences sees both you and your resources. And enjoy. Try to enjoy your presentations and convey interest, enthusiasm, and confidence. Even if it's a very serious topic, this will relax you and help to get the message across more clearly. So you are going to be more interested, you are going to enjoy your presentation, as well as you are going to make it interesting, enthusiastic, and confident for your audiences to be participative into your presentation. Now let's quickly recap that what we have done in our today's presentation. For making the presentations, that's what we have done in all the presentation slide making that we have done so far. So that's almost going to be the recap for the whole presentation chapter that we have so far covered. So for making the presentation, let's discuss each one of the title one by one. This is what irritates people during the presentation. Now try to see if you have any of them into you. The speaker was nervous. Your nervousness is one thing that can annoy or that can irritate your audiences. Make sure that you are not going to point out your nervousness to your audiences. That's just a matter of few seconds, and after that you will be fine. Okay, so don't ever try to show your nervousness to your audiences. Just try to drink your nervousness into you. Nobody would get to find out that you were nervous during your presentations until you tell them that I'm so sorry for being nervous in the beginning. The speaker was disorganized in a way that the slides were disorganized. There was no sequence. The speaker was disorganized since he did not know that where he actually was leading, from which point did he start and where actually he want to land. The speaker never looked at me. Your eye contact is really very important while you are delivering your presentation. In other words, it means that your speaker, you must look at everyone during your presentation. If you haven't had any look at anyone during your presentation, it means that they can get annoyed. The speaker had bad accent. The bad accent of the speakers can also annoy the audiences. So your accent should also be clear to everyone, and it should be clear for the understanding of everyone. Do not roll up your mouth enough for making the good accents of the words. Try to stick to the simplest pronunciation of the words. The speaker did not sound enthusiastic. There should be an enthusiastic tone that must be coming from your voice. Check out the animation in your voice. The speaker was monotonous. There was nothing new in the presentation. I mean, there was nothing enthusiastic, nothing motivating, or nothing vigoring in the presentation. He was monotonous throughout. He had been talking about the same thing throughout. He did not move from the place where he was standing. Monotony can come in different aspects that can be judged during the presentation. So you do not ever try to be monotonous during the presentation. The visuals were bad, so you must opt for those visuals which are which your audiences can see even from the larger distances. They are scannable or they are zoomable for your audiences. If you have got very microscopic kind of the visuals, or if the audio or the video was not clear enough for your audiences are never going to understand your message. I was irritated by his or her clothing. Be very particular about your clothing during during your presentation, because if you are not dressed up well, it means that you are making other people uncomfortable, as well as you would also be uncomfortable by the looks people would be giving at you. The speaker was speaking too softly. Your tone must not be very soft for your audiences. Try to speak a little loud for your audiences so that they can understand the material, so that they can differentiate between the words that you are talking during your presentation. The speech was confused. I did not know what he or she was trying to tell me. So the confused speech can also be one of the presentation thing, or can be revealed during the presentation. This is what you call nervousness. So do not look confused with the ideas for which you are supposed to present in front of to your audiences. Try to have a proper command on the material, or try to learn your material, or try to know your material before you actually present that in front of the audiences, so that you can avoid this confusion during your presentation. So different aspects are: to avoid any negative outcome, the following aspects are important in making the presentation. Preparation and planning, language of the presentations, visual equipments, and the presentation itself. Preparation at home. First of all, when you plan your presentation, you need to answer the following questions. Now you are sitting at home and you are trying to answer these questions at home. Who is my audience? So try to think that who is my audience and how much do they know about my topic. So try to see their background from which they are coming. How am I going to organize my topic? Your organization of the topic is really very important, and you are supposed to see that how you are going to organize your topics and your thoughts. It needs to be like telling a story, or like telling a procedure, or like telling a steps, or telling a sequence. How long should my presentation be? You will have time limits, and you need to say everything within that time limit. Maybe 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes, or maybe 30 minutes, in which you are supposed to divide your time for the question answers as well. What visual supports shall I use? PowerPoint, transparencies, models, objectives. So these are a few things that you are working at home or preparing at home for your presentation. Plan your presentation carefully. This is the basic structure of the talk. You must begin with the introduction, then you must move on to the main body or the main part, that is body, then the conclusion, and then the question answer session. This means that you need to plan every part carefully. So there has to be a proper introduction to your presentation, that what exactly your presentation is going to be all about. Either you tell them verbally, or you have written that down on your slides in the form of bullets. Then explain the main body parts which actually elaborate your topic, and then conclude your presentation smartly. Leave ample time for the question answer session, because people have the queries and questions into their minds, and they want their queries to be resolved by the end of the sessions. For your introduction, keep in mind that during the introduction you need to achieve the following aims: gain attention, attract interest, create desire, and stimulate action. So this is what you are supposed to do during the presentation: gain their attention, interest, their desires, and then perform accordingly. Getting started, greeting the audiences. For starting up your presentation, begin with greeting your audiences. Why you need to do first is to greet your audiences. Here are some useful phrases. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to my presentation. It's very nice to see you all here today. Can we get started? Let me say just a few words about my background. So this is how these can be some of the words that can be used during the presentations. Then you proceed to the introduction to your topic. Making an effective opening, there are several ways how to attract the audience right from the beginning. Think of one of the following techniques to introduce your talk. Get them a problem to think about. Suppose why is it that? Suppose you are in that very situation. So that would give them something to think about. Why is it that? So that's kind of a question that you are giving them. Give them some amazing facts. Did you know that these percent of people, or these percent of animals, something like that. Give them a story or a personal anecdote. Story always attract attention, but the story that you are telling them should be related to your topic. That should not be distracting the attention of your audiences. Use a citation if you want to start a more philosophical note. Make a funny remark, but be careful with the humor. Not all jokes work well. So your joke, whatever you are making, must be related to your presentation. Record a music pieces, perhaps if appropriate for the topic. So you can begin your presentation, or by making an effective opening, you can apply any of the rules from here. There are some useful phrases. What I want to do this morning is to, so this is how you can begin your presentation. My talk will take about 30 minutes. Audience would be really very happy that you would be ending up in 30 minutes. During my presentations, I'm going to be focusing on 4 main areas. So they are more specified that what exactly your presentation would be focusing on. I'll be giving out copies of my transparencies at the end. So this is how you write it down. If you have any questions or comments you would like to make, please don't hesitate to stop me. Adapting the language, language selection is really one of the very important tool during the presentation. Here are 2 paragraphs written in the boxes about chemistry, and just look at the examples and let's try to see that how the language of paragraph 1 differ from paragraph 2. Let's try to read the first paragraph first. Chemistry is an area of study which touches human life at the innumerable points. It is a science which forms a bridge between physics and biology, as well as between earth sciences and life and medical sciences. It is therefore a central science which holds the key to an appreciation and understanding of life cycles on the one hand through to man-made processes on the other. Now just look at the example above. It has been taken from a course book. It was meant for reading and not for speaking. You cannot possibly use the same text for speaking. The language is too much condensed and complicated. The sentences are too long and difficult to follow. The same idea can be simplified by paraphrasing as, for example, chemistry is a science which touches our lives and many points. It forms a bridge between physics and biology, earth sciences and medical sciences. We can say that with chemistry we can better understand life, we can understand life cycle on the one hand and man-made processes on the other. So they are kind of crisp down sentences, and the thoughts have been divided into tits and bits. There is signposting. When you drive on roads, you follow the signs and you cannot get lost. Similarly, when you give a presentation, you need to give signals to your audiences to know where they are and what is going to come next. They know it because you tell them by giving signposts at the beginning and all along the way. So this is how you are, you keep on giving them the signpost. This technique is called signposting or signaling. Look at this example. Now, let's try to underline that is being written in red. This is your signposting. I'll start by describing the current position in Europe. Then I'll move on to some of the achievements we have made in Asia. After that, I'll consider the opportunities we see for future expansion in Africa. Lastly, I'll quickly recap before concluding with some recommendations. So these are the signpostings. This is how you are basically, connecting your thoughts and your ideas from moving from one sentence to the next one. Using signposting in your presentation, now keep your eyes on the material that is being written on red. Signposting is a hallmark of the language in the presentation. For the example below that is written there, you are supposed to keep your eye on the signals, on the signposting that is written in red. And I will read red, you are supposed to listen to it carefully. Good afternoon everybody. I'd like to thank you all for coming here today and listen to me. I hope by the end of the day you will leave with the knowledge of what equipment can do for you and how the government can benefit by using it. If you would like to take notes, please do so. However, all of you will be given a handout at the end of my presentation. I'm going to talk today about a new product, a breath control measurement instrument, Alcott test. The first such product was introduced to the market 40 years ago and has been used all over the world. The new range of product, I'm going to familiarize you with the Alcolest 7110 MK3 and Alcolest 7410. Now the main purpose of my talk is to outline the major benefits of using these models. Before doing so, I would like you to look at some general technical features which I hope you will find encouraging. Then I'll move on to the benefits for the users. Let's look at some figures. I'll put them on the screen now. As you can see, the Alcolist comes as a portable instrument integrated in a metal case, including heatable sampling hose, a 40-digit display, integrated printer, main connection, and 12V battery. So this is how you are supposed to connect your thoughts from moving from one paragraph to the other into your presentations. For ending your talk, when you come to the end of your presentation, you need to indicate that this thing to your audiences. Don't just end up abruptly without giving them a conclusion. The purpose of conclusion is to tell the people you have told them. Follow the screen, summarize facts, give them recommendations, give proposals. Then thank the audiences and then invite their questions and their participations into your presentation. For ending your talk, there are some useful phrases that can be used for wrapping up, like for example by saying, "This brings me to the end of my presentation. Let me just run over the key points again. To sum up briefly, to conclude, as we have seen, so my recommendation is I would welcome any suggestions." Thanking the audiences and inviting the questions. Thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, I'll be pleased to answer them. I'll be happy to answer your questions. Are there any questions you'd like to ask? So this can be the ending of the talk by using the useful phrases. Remember that presenter is an actor. When you come to stand on the podium, you become the actor of your presentation. During your presentation, you are going to speak and not read from your notes. This means using your voice and also your body language. What is important is that you establish your eye contact with each member of your audiences. Each person should feel that you are speaking directly to him or her. You need to think in advance. Where shall I stand? How shall I keep eye contact? Where shall I keep my hands? What if I get lost? How to manage audience phobia? Most speakers are little nervous during presentations, but there are some strategies to control your nerves. Also, you need to be aware of your body language. Open the links to learn more about these. So the conclusion is that consider this in preparing your presentation. Simplify the text. Focus on your material. You can't say everything. Use transitions, signposting to move slowly. Use examples, anecdotes, statistics to support your message. Use a lot of visuals to reinforce the message. Consider timing. Apply the CRISP principle and practice alone and with the whole group. So this is what you can do with your presentation. I hope that you must have known now that how you can overcome your nervousness during your presentation. Here is a list of references from where the material was being downloaded for you. I hope that you must have enjoyed this semester, and I hope that you must have enjoyed communication skills a lot. I wish you a very good luck for becoming a good communicators. As we have already recapped each and everything in detail, I want you to make focus on each and everything and convert them into and try to use them into your practical lives, because this is the time where you can use all of these skills into your practical lives. After that would be really very late, because you would be just within seconds you would be reaching your future and you would be jumping into your practical lives. There you would need a lot of energy to put on making and just speaking to people, maybe writing, maybe listening to people, maybe reading, or maybe delivering the presentations. So try to make sure that you do not read everything, or you do not just remember everything. Try to practice them thoroughly into your lives as well. I am Anila Noshin, lecturer, ComSats Institute of Information Technology, signing out from here with the last lecture, that is your lecture number 32. Maybe inshallah future I'll see you sometime again. Take very good care of yourself. It was really a fun teaching you and sharing my thoughts and ideas with you. I wish you a very good luck for becoming good business administrators in future. Allah Hafiz.